Hello, everybody. I'm David here. Welcome to the next episode of the Dugout Crew Podcast, episode 21. I'm here with Eric Newman here this afternoon.
How you doing? How you doing? I'm doing good.
Yep, we're just waiting on the others for coming on here, but we are taking their time here. So, let's go over the news because some pretty interesting news that has happened here over the past week. As I'm back from vacation and I'm ready to, take the next step forward into the fall. Here are the injuries here. Quentin Cursa has been activated off the IL, so that's good news right there for the Dodgers.
Yeah, terrible timing too, considering
Yeah,
the time of season that we're in.
oh yeah. But for the Rays, it's the opposite because Sam McClanahan will have tummy John surgery and will likely miss 2024 season.
That's going to hurt the Rays big time, especially
Hmm.
the role they have been on for a long time.
Yeah, but I'm sure they can find a pitcher that could replace him as an ace or something. I don't know. Um, Cubs, Marcus Stroman has a right rib uh, uh, fracture. No time limit on his return, so this is a little day by day thing, I guess. So, and Joe Caddy is on the IL with form arm information for the Dodgers. And now let's go to the accomplishments. Jose Bautista has signed a one-day contract to retire with the Blue Jays. He's best known for his back flip back in the playoffs. Um, almost
Is
10
this
years.
not getting about Jose Batista? I was checking on Twitter X. That's what I like to call it. He follows me on there. I'm
Wait,
like,
what?
yo, Jose
Really?
Batista. He follows me on Twitter X. I'm like, holy crap.
Wow.
I was like, I'm a Red Sox fan, man, but I think he respects all the fans and respects. Hey, listen, I'll take it.
Yeah, I'm surprised he does. Um, Padres Udarvis is the new strikeout leader for Japanese-born player or pitcher. Excuse me. Uh,
You
Good for him.
Darvish,
Yep.
you Darvish are the. Let's see how are the Padres doing.
What about the Padres?
Fourth place.
Yeah, they're in fourth place, right? So,
Up, Jesse's here.
yep. I'll bring him on.
I'll let him in. Come on,
Oh,
come on. There you go.
all right.
Hey,
Hang on,
Jesse.
Chester.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
We're just getting started here.
Yep, just getting started. Um, what else do we have here? For the accomplishments. The Arizona Diamondbacks um are in a inaugural Hall of Fame class in 2024. Randy Johnson and Luis Gonzalez. Of course, Randy Johnson is a 2015 Hall of Famer inductee, four-time Cy Young winner, five-time All-Star, 2001 World Series MVP, and perfect game in 2004. Luis Gonzalez, 2001 Silver Slugger, 2001 Home Run Derby champ, five-time All-Star, 2001 World Series champion. Oh, and for some reason my camera went off. Huh,
Huh?
there we go. I don't know, my camera's been acting weird on my laptop recently.
Uh,
Um, and Game 7 walk-off, which we all him remember for back in 2001. Um, um, and the Dodgers have won. These are the accomplishments list, by the way, Chester, just in. The Dodgers have won 10 in a row and won 80% of their games in the month of August for the past four seasons. So they're the masters of August. The transactions / clubs updates. Why does my camera keep turning off?
I don't
That
know.
is weird.
I swear. MLB. Excuse me. A nice train of thought. Forget it. All right, I'll just see my camera off. I don't know what the heck is going on. Um, I might switch to my phone after the news. There's Joey. If you're wondering, Joey, why my camera's off, because it keeps doing that on its own, and I don't know why.
I understand completely. I'm just not ready for the show yet.
Yeah. Anyway, the Blue Jays optioned Alec Manono to AAA. I don't know what's going on with him this year. I mean, it's ridiculous. Um, and Giants caught up the uh, uh, okay, so the Giants are calling up outfielder Wade Melger, sources tell ESPN. He started the year in high A, and this is will be his fourth stop. He is the eighth round pick in 2022. He's just the fourth player to make it to the big leagues with the other three others Los Angeles Angels. So that is their number prospect. So that's pretty crazy. In other news, MLB Walter Franco was placed on the restricted list by the Rays investigating systematic posts, and it is likely that his, according to sources, that his MLB career might be over due to that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if Eric, you've heard the news about Walter Franco. I'm not going to go into the information here.
I tell you what, man. It was gonna. That's another person that could have been the key to the Rays, and that could hurt the Rays as well.
hmm Uh, and this is the same guy, Juan Franco, who had issues in the clubhouse before. I believe guy kept getting benched to try to be a better person,
Mm.
and I don't know what's going on with him. So it is what it is, I guess.
Mm. Damn.
Um, yeah. For Yankee fans, well, all I'm gonna say is that you're making some history, but however, you know, it is an interesting fact. So let me read this off here. So the last time the Yankees were under 500 this late into the season was back in 1995, where Derek Jeter was recalled from the minors for good. Um, 9 active Yankees who are on the team right now hasn't weren't even born yet, and manager Aaron Boone was in Double A. So it's been a long time since the Yankees have been under 500 this late into the season. But back then in 1995, they still went into the playoffs, versus Seattle. Um,
Yeah,
so
Seattle knocked them out, I think,
yeah,
or
in the
or
first round.
and then Cleveland knocked out Seattle because Cleveland dominated the Red Sox that year.
hmm
Even with Canseco and Mo Vaughn in the lineup, the Red Sox still found a way to get swept.
Yeah. So I don't know what's wrong with the Yankees, folks. I don't rewatch the Yankees unless if it's on MLB Pick Any or MLB Tonight. Um, but all I'm gonna say is this that, or unless if the Yankees are playing the Red Sox, of course, but or on Sunday Night Baseball, whatever, blah blah blah. About the Yankees, I can't answer you guys' questions on why they're not doing good because you know why? Because they are Aaron Judge was. This is not the number one reason, but Aaron Judge was hurt. You know, at Dodger Stadium, and that caused them the lineup to struggle. And now, Anthony Rizzo, his toe has been bothering him pretty much since May or June, ever since he not bumped into Tatis Jr. So he's been struggling. So key players, are affecting your lineup. Your pitching hasn't been good. Carlos Rodon is hurt again. Uh, or I believe that's who it was. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's just anyway, your pitchers have been hurt, and it's just it is what it is, folks. But I can tell you right now, the Yankees I bet you right now, they've been to the playoffs every year since 2017. They will find a way to get back to the postseason. It's not over yet for them. So, um, now Chester Furniture, there's been rumors about him on how not liking the Mets because of how he struggled over there. Let me get let me get back to what he was saying. So this was a resource from the New York Post. Furniture and Sturger had a strange relationship as Tigers teammates. And the source said even as the pictures worked totally farming with the Mets, there was an occasional discord. Furniture was a quote unquote diva, according to to this Met, causing Sturger to gross about his fellow three-time Cy Young Award winner. Verlander often complained about the Mets' analytics department, which he deemed inferior to the one that served him in Houston. But then later on, Verlander came out with this message. I want to say that I have nothing but respect for the Mets organization, and I enjoyed connecting with all my teammates this season, new and old. It truly was a wonderful group of people. That being said, we all know the success of a team is made up more than just the players on the field. Everyone's input is valuable. I'm sorry to hear that the staff member took offense to constructive criticism on how we could improve. Wishing nothing but the best to the Mets moving forward. Interesting stuff, huh?
Hmm.
Charlie, what's your thoughts about that as for Verlander and Sergio Velasco?
We're talking about Alex Cora right now.
No, Verlander.
Verlander hated New York, and I don't know why he went to New York. I'm not saying that to piss Mets fans off, but he didn't want to go to the Yankees. He went to the Mets despite them. He barely put. Let me get some. Let me get some backstory to this, because.
And while you're doing that, I already talked about the Franco thing. I just went over that. He got on the restricted list, and that's all I said. I didn't go into detail.
Yeah, that guy's an idiot.
Okay. And that's the same guy who got in trouble by Cass because you want him to be a better person, and look what happened.
Yeah, no. People are. I'm not going to get distracted by that. It's just. Yeah. I'm not going to say it's one of those things. It's just stupid that he even did it in the first place. But yeah, no. Justin Verlander underperformed. He didn't do his job. He didn't do what he was set out to do. At that age, he did what he did. Let's see, last season where he went 18-4 at 39 years old, and then he regressed. His ERA is almost double what it was. He's 8-6. His ERA is well over 4.5 now that he's back with the Astros. The Astros are right there. They're still 2 back, but I hate to say it, but the Verlander trade seems so much better when it was under rose-tinted glasses, because a lot of teams would expect that to be a better trade, but not downplaying the Astros.
It's getting old too.
Well, the Mets still lost out on this. I mean, they're getting Acuna's brother, but Verlander never wanted to play in New York. He went to play for the money. That's it. He wanted that $43 million contract.
Exactly.
Well, that's like Matt Holliday not wanting to play in Oakland in 2009. He didn't want to go back to Oakland after he was traded from Colorado to Oakland. He hated the place. Why they go? They only go for the money. That's it. They just want the money and the fame. That's it.
And the attention, and all that stuff. So.
Well, I don't understand. I don't get it.
Yeah. And finally, in the other news, this is the last piece of the news here before we go to our reports. MLB has now had 9 weekends of more than 1.5 million fans attending on weekends in the 2023 season. The previous four full seasons, 2018-19, 2019 to 22, combined a total of 5 such weekends. So it's pretty crazy how big the attendance has gone. So, all right, well. Are you guys ready to go to reports, or Joey want to talk about other things on your mind?
The A's won yesterday. Also, it came in the mail the day after the show.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it came in the mail last Friday, and I just so happened to get a package. So, yeah. Well,
Awesome.
let me point my finger in the other direction. I forget it's mirrored.
So
Yeah.
Every single game that they play. St. Louis fans are a bunch of St. Louis fans didn't do it. That's sad because they're 54-67 now after the A's won 8-0 yesterday. Oh. You pushed the wrong button there, David.
No, I had to switch because my camera on my laptop wouldn't work.
I know. It's like you said, oh, he's talking baseball. I want to leave. Goodbye.
no. You know, he's sick and tired of his camera not working. So
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get my webcam now or something.
Well, I know not to go off topic, but a good webcam will last you a good 10 years. I know Eric will probably have his for 15 because he knows how to work it and everything. He knows how to make sure that he does it right. Jesse will have his for 20 because he knows what he's doing. And he's got the whole dish and that and the microphone.
Yep.
And pretty soon he's going to have a telestrator. It'll be the regular John Madden. Note this. If you ever let David have a telestrator, don't. Because then he's going to start drawing on. He's going to say, look at those glasses. Look at this. And he's going to start saying this out of nowhere. Instead of Brett Favre, he's going to say, oh, that Chris Sale. He's such a good pitcher. He throws from the left side and he throws strikes. Well,
Hey, I met him earlier this year, and he's a great person. So.
Yeah, I understand that. But yeah, no, the A's youth movement has come along very well. Geloff, once again, Zach Geloff set a record last night.
Oh.
First Oakland Athletic to have 20 extra base hits in his first 26 games. 11 doubles, a triple, 8 home runs in his first 26 games. He's hitting .294. He went 4 for 5 last night and stole a base. The A's called up Lawrence Butler. He didn't do too bad in the series against the Nationals, even though the A's got swept. And Soderstrom, even though he's struggling, he had a 455-foot home run to right center field. So they know the A's future is a bit brighter than people think. Now, do I wish they had more veteran presence in that place? Because they just called back up Kyle Muller, who was their opening day starter. I think that was a terrible move. His ERA in AAA Vegas, 7.5. They sent him down. His ERA is worse than it was when he was up.
Isn't it Tony Kemp like the main veteran guy in that clubhouse?
He's the oldest. Yeah, no, he's the oldest position player at like 32. But yeah, no, he's the oldest, I believe. I think because one of the oldest position players was Seth Brown, but I don't know if Tony Kemp is older, possibly.
I thought he's like there for like.
He's 31. He's the longest tenured. No, he's not the longest tenured. Yesterday's pitcher was. Blackburn's been with the team since 2017, so he's going on his 7th season. It's very hard to believe that I'm having to count players and count how long they've been there now because of the tenure they have.
Yeah.
It's bad because I know Boston has a lot of long tenured players and everything, Astros have a longer tenured players. It's just the fact that you can't keep players and you keep trading them. Also, that's a classic. I see Eric's shirt. That's a classic. I think that's a Kmart shirt. That's old school.
Mm-hmm.
God, I went to a Kmart when I was a kid, and that was like going into a Toys R Us when you were younger. You had so much stuff you can go and get.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's
And
old.
yeah, you were. If you were stupid like I was when you were a kid, you want to ride your bike through the store.
Mm.
You didn't care. You didn't care who saw you. You just go.
Oh, that I don't do. That I didn't do. That I didn't do.
Now I wish I could do that.
And they also had the old video games and everything, which, yeah, being young is. See, Jesse and Eric understand what I'm talking about. You are too damn young, kid. Yeah. You are the rookie of this group, and you will learn that basic stuff in the 80s and 90s was better than it was now. And I'm not trying to say that to sound like that, but I like baseball. When I was younger, I liked baseball a lot better. It's not because you were able to plow through the catcher and everything. It's because pitch counts. Well, you were able to run over the catcher. There was no pitch counts. I don't hate the pitch. I don't hate the pitch clock, okay? The pitch clock was instituted so guys like Nomar Garcia-Parra didn't have all that time to fiddle with his damn batting gloves and look like he's doing this. And look like he's doing the crotch chop from D-Generation X. And then you got Mike Hargrove, who would literally go, the batting glove, I got to pull my pants up. I got to pull my sock up. And then he's pulling his shoulder like he's Ichiro. That is why baseball is the way it is today. I'm not saying that it's not good that baseball is speeding up and everything, but you got a guy with 55 stolen bases. You know the last time someone stole 70 bases in a season? Jose Reyes in 2008 stole 78 bases for he was playing for the Mets at the time. That's why he was the cover athlete of MLB 2K8. He stole all those bases, and there's only been one other person that's come close since then, and that was Juan Pierre when he stole 65 for the White Sox. Wow. Baseball is getting back to its grassroots of stealing bases and hitting for average. Luis Ariz is showing that you could still do that.
Yep. That's why the Baltimore Orioles have and well.
Yeah, they play the A's 3 days coming up, and after that series back in, I think it was early May. Oh God, I was driving one of my family members somewhere, and I hear Trevor May threw one pitch and gave up the home run to Adley Rutschman. I about destroyed my radio. I literally was driving, and I went like this. I hear, "Here it goes!" Bam! Turn it off. I'm sorry, but when you're a baseball fan and you get frustrated and you hear, "There she goes!" Bam! You don't punch the TV because then you break your hand.
Oh, and go to the hospital.
No, you do this. You go, wee! You wrap up your hand and you do it again because you're a baseball fan. You're not the smartest fan in the world, but you do it again.
Yeah. When I talk to especially Philly fans, I bet they do that a lot.
Oh, God. I'm going to turn my cam off and I'm going to mute my mic because you don't want me talking about Philadelphia fans. They booed Santa. David would be like this in that old time. He's like, "Why are you booing Santa Claus? He's my favorite person in the world."
Not true.
No, that's Jordan.
Oh.
Man, Eric. I think Eric heard that one, but I don't know if I said Eric was his favorite. I said Eric was David's favorite. I said Jordan was David's favorite person in the world.
No, I thought you said Santa was Jordan's favorite person in the world.
No, you're Jordan's favorite, and you liked Santa, and you said, no, that's not true.
Oh, Lucas. That's not true. That's not true.
But one of my favorite old commercials was this big white guy goes to Japan. And I don't know if you guys remember this one. Eric might. But it was a commercial where there was the new era cap, the very first set of new era caps from that era.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
It's the Boston one where he's like, they're all like, Big Papi son, Big Papi son. And then they knock off the cap and he's like, you're no Big Papi.
Yeah, you know Big Papi. And he's like feeling very sad, you know.
Anything else for your A's report, Jody?
Well, at 34 and 87, they had a close. At 33 and 87, they had a closed locker room door discussion with Kotze and them. I mean, after you lose 87 games, why the hell not?
Yeah.
Yeah, it results in an 8-0 win, and sure, they're 34 and 87. Here's the thing. They are so far back. They are 5 games back of the Royals right now. Actually, 4. Yeah, no, 4. 4 in the loss column, 5 in the win column. But if the A's do get a first-round pick, I hate to say this, they'll sign him and trade him within 5 years. They'll be gone because they've brought up Mason Miller. They brought up Lawrence Butler. They brought up Zach Geloff. They brought up Tyler Soderstrom. They brought up 4 out of their top 10 prospects that they have, and they haven't stopped. So Miller's probably not going to pitch again this season. But the fact of the matter is, I have a lot of faith in Zachary Geloff because of how well he's done. 32 for his first 106, that's not bad. 294 average. As for the other two, Lawrence Butler is supposed to replace Ramon Laureano, who went to Cleveland. That's some big shoes to fill for a sick guy who played for the A's for 6 years and led them against the... Ramon Laureano did one of the greatest things, even though it was during the pandemic season. He stood up for his teammates because Alex Cintron's almost said a real bad word on the air, but Alex Cintron is a moron. There we go. He's adult. He decided to challenge somebody and then hide behind his teammates because he got scared. Because Ramon Laureano is about 5'10", 5'11", weighs about 185 pounds. Cintron's about 5'8" now. He weighs about 230 pounds because he's eating too many donuts sitting on the bench coach for the Astros. That's the way I feel. If you're a smaller guy, that's like David going and getting into a fight with somebody. Eric, I'm not using you as an example this time because you've had enough. You've had your time in the sun. Jesse, I would use you. Unfortunately, I'd rather not. You're a good man. Just imagine Brandon Martin versus David. Brandon starts chirping at him from the dugout. And he says, oh, you can't get me. I'm bigger than you. I'm stronger than you. And I will beat you up. And then he hides behind Jordan. And he hides behind Bombardier. That's exactly what I think of that. It won't happen. That's all I got. I'm sorry.
Don't worry, folks. He's just using it as an example. There's not really any wars on rant and rave and all that good stuff.
No, there's no war unless there's a Thursday night war.
Yeah,
we're gonna start that up.
Well, all I gotta say about that is, where is it? All I gotta say is this:
the following is a public service announcement from David 3000.
Yankees suck.
This has been a public service announcement from David 3000.
That's all I gotta say.
Every time he plays that, it gets funnier because it's just like, okay, when's he going? You don't expect it.
Yeah,
it's out of nowhere.
Yeah, it comes out of nowhere. It's Yankees suck. That was the Red Sox, the 2014 celebrating on that. That's great.
By the way, I don't know if the Angels had a close backdoor me because the manager got mad at them the other day.
Well, Phil Nevin's more of a hothead than anything else. So I wouldn't be surprised.
All right, Chester, tell us your Astros support.
Well, the Astros pretty much did a sweep twice. They're pretty much in a good place right now, and I think they are without Abreu. They have John Singleton, which has kind of helped us. But we pretty much signed a veteran catcher. The Houston Astros have signed a veteran catcher to a minor league deal to help bolster their depth position. The Houston Astros have made a shrewd move down the stretch as they have signed a veteran catcher to a minor league deal. On Monday, the Astros signed Andrew Knapp and will report to AAA Sugarland. Knapp has played at the MLB level in 6 different seasons, 5 with the Philadelphia Phillies as their backup catcher. During this time with the Phillies, Knapp slashed .214, .322, and played solid defense behind the plate. However, since his time in Philadelphia, he has bounced between the San Francisco Giants, Pittsburgh Pirates, and the Seattle Mariners. The backstop was recently released from the Detroit Tigers last week, where he spent 70 games with their Toledo affiliate. He slashed .253, .337, and .397 in that span. At 31 years old, Knapp has plenty experience that can help a team down the stretch if needed. Competent backstops are premium if their current situation for the Astros deteriorates. Then Knapp is a great play in the back pocket. So that's pretty much my report.
All right, Eric.
All right, Red Sox. Let's go. This past weekend, Friday. The Red Sox took 2 out of 3 against Detroit. Not that bad, really. And now we're going against the Red Sox again against the Nationals. They won 5-4. Yesterday, they lose 6-2. Which the Nationals, they're playing the Red Sox today at 4:05. We got the weekend series against the last place Yankees. Really hard to, Everybody okay over there? Y'all went black.
No, I'm still here.
I was like, what the heck is going on here? Y'all crazy. And then we're going against the last place Yankees, which we have a pretty good chance to try to stay out of the cellar for the 3-game series against the Yankees in the Bronx, though. So that's going to be a pretty good chance. And then we're on the road beginning of next week against the defending World Series champ, the Houston Astros. So that it's a 4-game series, Jesse. We're gonna have to do a little discussion on that. And then the Dodgers and the Red Sox 2018 World Series rematch happening next week, the final weekend of August. So and then the champs of the Astros are coming to Fenway. So to end
To end what?
To end to end August, I should say. Yeah. Okay, I was checking out the calendar today. I was like, oh, okay. They have Thursday's their day off afterwards, and then starting September, the first weekend, we're going to Kansas City, and then we're going to Tampa Bay. So,
Kansas City might be a rollover for Boston, I think.
Yeah. All right, standings go like this. The Orioles are in first place. Rays second, about two games out. Blue Jays 7.5. Red Sox 10.5. Yankees 14 out. And so, there is some news about the. There is some news about for the season finale. The Red Sox will be not without 3 starters against Patrick Corbin. No relation to Barrington. If you're wrestling fan. Justin Turner will not be in the lineup because he's got a bone bruise heel. He was seen limping in the clubhouse after Tuesday's loss. We'll take it day by day. I asked him yesterday the plan for the weekend was, and the plan for today was to decide where we go. we decided this is where we go. So, Jaron Duran and Alex Verdugo will be sitting down, and then Masataka Yoshida will be coming back in the lineup at 2 days off. Rob Rev Snyder and Alan Duvall. Rob Rev Snyder and Alan Duvall will be going against Corbin. Trevor Story will be the DH, and Pablo Reyes at short. Luis Urias will be the second baseman batting in the ninth. And meanwhile, here's the ironic twist about the Nationals. Former Red Sox infielders Michael Chavis and Jeter Downs are in the lineup. Michael Chavis and Jeter Downs will be double play combo for Washington. Michael Chavis will play second base, hitting sixth, and then Jeter Downs will be hitting ninth as shortstop. So
I hate Jeter Downs. That's something I really wanted to tiptoe around when I was talking about my section. The A's in Washington blew a 7-2 lead in the ninth inning.
Oh, I didn't hear it. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to tiptoe around that, but if Jeter Downs has done nothing of note in his career with whoever. The fact that he is even in this discussion right now is stupid.
I just say that's all I said.
I know. No, I know. It's just the A's had a 5-run lead. They were up 7-1 at one point. Death by paper cuts. That's what the A's announcers were talking about with the Nationals the entire series. I'm bringing this up because the Red Sox are playing them right now.
Right.
The game could have ended on a Nick Allen E6. They had 2 outs. A ground ball to the shortstop ends the game. Nope. Extends the inning, 7-7. Jeter Downs off. Kirby Snead, who I don't think should be in a pitching anything, who shouldn't be around a pitching rotation or a bullpen, gives up the winning run to Jeter Downs, who is a career 163 hitter.
Yeah.
A punch and Judy hitter wins the game. Yeah, no. I think whoever the Nationals have him now. The Dodgers had him before. The Red Sox had him.
Yeah.
The
Red Sox system.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Eric.
Because he was one of the
every single team that has had Jeter Downs has obviously overpaid because he has talent. He just can't hit.
Mm-hmm.
He reminds me of guys like Nick Punto who could get on base and they could play stellar defense and steal bases. He can't do anything.
I will never Nick Punto. I will never forget when he was out on the call strike 3 to end the ball game. He gets ejected at the end of the ball game. What sense does that make? You know,
the pitch wasn't. I'm going to tell you right now. I remember that game. That pitch was not a strike. It was off I was off the outside edge. That was not a strike.
Yeah,
and the umpire's just like, I know what I called.
You're out of here. The game's over, you idiot.
Well, that's another thing, because I think this just happened recently. Justin Turner in that National Series.
Yeah.
A slider that was called a strike.
Yeah.
Pitch framing has ruined strike zones for umpires.
Yeah.
That pitch was, if the strike zone's like it's from my armpits down to my kneecaps, and the umpire's calling a pitch on the imaginary strike zone. It's there, but the umpires have to call it. If it's way over here, and I'm hitting like this, and it's way over here off the plate, and the catcher brings it back to about here, I'm not going to think that's a strike. I'm going to have a case. Do not call pitches, because there's more than enough reason to not like an umpire. But if they're going to call pitches where the catcher's bringing it from way up here down to about here, I would be heated too. You can't call strikes on pitches that are within this Oh, hey, Danny, how are you?
Uh,
But yeah, no. You see these squares we're in? Imagine trying to call a strike and being an umpire. If we could turn this sideways, that'd be a strike zone. Now, if the strike zone is from here to here or here to here, imagine that. You have to call a strike or a ball in that zone, and I got my visual aids ready.
uh-oh.
You have a baseball about the size of this. You are trying to tell me that a pitch that's going from here and ending up way out here
Oh, yeah.
is a strike? I get there's movement. I get there's such a thing as a slider. There's such a thing as a cutter with the same grip. There's such a thing as a knuckleball, but you're not doing this. This is a knuckleball. This is a knuckleball. You're taking your fingers, you're doing that, and you push the baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the fork ball. Old fork ball like that. Fork ball splitter grip. You're throwing pitches that are supposed to move. The umpire does not move back there. Well, the umpire only moves when he has to take a piss, but still.
Yeah.
I think that's why most of them you run to the. That's why most of them you don't see them every half inning. They run. They run to the John in the dugout. That's what they do. They say, "Oh well, I want to go to the lane. I gotta go take a shit." That's why they hate extra inning games. That's why guys like Angel Hernandez make bad calls every single time.
Yep.
Guy misses 3 months of the season due to an injury. He calls a guy safe, even though he was tagged on the leg well before second base.
Unreal.
Well, I'm sure you two remember this. Those 3 calls he had against the Yankees and against the Red Sox in the Yankees series, I think it was a couple years ago. He had all 3 of them reviewed, and he got them all wrong.
Oh, that was a division series.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I can't
remember that.
imagine being that wrong and being pointed out on national television in front of
Both sides, I believe. Both
and
sides.
on both sides in front of 50,000 people. Kyle Schwarber said how wrong he was.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yep.
I cannot imagine that. I mean, in a perfect world, and there's no such thing as perfect, by the way, besides a perfect game. Perfect game is the only thing of perfection in this world. And we already know how well that worked out for the last guy.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, the reason I say there's no such thing as a perfect anything in this world is look at Wander Franco.
Yep.
Another moron.
It's
Imagine that. He had all the money in the world coming to him. He's 20 some odd years old. And then he goes and does what he does.
Which you're not going to explain.
No, I don't have to explain it. If someone wants to look it up, that's fine. This kid's in his 3rd year in the big leagues. He's worth $5.5 WAR right now. He's an all-star this year. He's going to be 30. He could have gone 30-30 this season. He could have been the first 30-30-30 player in years. 30 doubles, 30 home runs, 30 stolen bases. And then he goes and does something stupid like this, and it's inexcusable, and it's blatantly out of line. Baseball, okay. Here's where we get real serious now. Trevor Bauer got his suspension. He didn't want to play he didn't want to be here anymore in the United States. He went and screwed off to Japan to play for Yokohama. Alex Rodriguez got a full season suspension, but they wanted to suspend him for a long time too. I'm asking the 3 of you with me. I know David went over this already. How long, and I mean how long, do you think he should be suspended for? Because Bauer got it almost 2 seasons, and then they reduced it. Rodriguez got a full season, and that's because it was supposed to be over 200 games for that guy too. Wander Franco, how long do you think he gets suspended for? Just how long in general? Because I think he deserves to be banned from baseball for life. This is like he's done.
How old is he, Franco?
He is younger than 3 out of the 4 of us. He is 22, going to be 23. And
Okay.
he just lost his career because of something stupid that he should have never done. Where do you think this suspension is going to – do you think it's going to be a lifetime ban? Like Pete Rose got banned from baseball for betting. Is this the same – is this in this – well, it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing, not even close. I just need to know some input from you guys on how long he should be suspended.
My prediction until he's 25.
No. I
Or-
do not agree with that, David. I think he should –
25 or never.
No. Not 25. He's done. Completely finished with baseball.
Mhm.
There's supposed to be no tolerance for that stuff. I don't care what they think about in football and everything with Roger Goodell and him letting Adrian Peterson and those guys slide.
Don't get me started with
You
one.
have to put your foot down instead of being a puppet, instead of focusing on what's going on with the A's in Vegas. You take your foot. You are the commissioner. You put your foot down and you show your morals and values that are more powerful and bigger than baseball, because you do not let something like that transpire. You do not. That is ridiculous. That is such a freaking stupid thing that the commissioner of baseball hasn't stepped in and put down a punishment internally yet.
Yeah, that's why I'm confused. If it's going to be until he's 25 or never. That's just my prediction, because he hasn't done anything yet. They said Franco's going to be out for the road trip, but nothing's happened. So
No. And I think about it this way.
It should be done. It should be done ASAP. But Mark Manfred is not going to do that.
No. He's a sorry excuse for a commissioner. He should have taken care of this internally, privately. You don't let a baseball player get away with something like that. They've had multiple ball players. There's one that the 90s baseball fans will remember, Chad Curtis. Chad Curtis was as big and as bad a locker room cancer as anyone would remember. When Jim Gray started talking about Pete Rose like he did at the 99 All-Century team, that was when the problem started. Then the 99 postseason, he starts saying, oh, we don't want to talk to you because we don't want to talk about Pete Rose. Derek Jeter said, none of us said that. It was just him taking liberties against Jim Gray. And I don't care, and I know Jim Gray is supposed to be this all-time great baseball and sports expert. I don't care. Chad Curtis is a good example of why baseball needs to take what happens and force them to be accountable. Make baseball players accountable for their stupid actions. They're getting paid millions of dollars a year to play this sport. I mean, Reese McGuire didn't get nothing but a slap on the wrist for public indecency.
Yeah.
And I'm not going into detail on that either. I'll just say public indecency because he's a moron too. Not all baseball players are idiots. Some of them go to Vanderbilt like David Price did. They're smart people. But you've got to be held accountable for your actions in any sport, including in 23 years old or 43 years old. He is an adult and he should be treated as one, because they always say, let the kids play. Unfortunately, in this situation, he is treated as an adult, and he did something so vile and disgusting, he deserves to go to jail for it. He gets 100% jail time for it. And you know what they do to people like that in jail? They don't take kindly to that.
Amen to that.
Early, and I know this is a PG show. This is a PG show, so I won't get graphic, but they don't take kindly to people like that. There's people who have done a lot less for that. It's just bad. It's so... I could be saying so much worse about Wander Franco right now. I could be. But I'm trying to keep this show on the air. I don't want them to cancel this show because of my morals and values. And I don't know what you guys think about the situation. I know you guys are probably disgusted too. You're just not showing it as much as I am. But a player like that should never be given a shortcut, any out at all. You make them go to the fullest extent of the law and in Major League Baseball, whatever sport. You make them go through the ringer. You do not let them get off easy. Because if you let them get off easy, all those other players, all 5,000 or more in the minor leagues that are doing these stupid acts, get off easy too. They think they can do it and not have any punishment for it. The punishment should be as severe and as hurtful to his wallet as possible. Because if he's getting paid a big contract anytime soon, he already got paid for it. He is getting paid for it right now. 11 years, $182 million. He should not get any of that money, and he should be living off of whatever he gets in prison. That's it.
Agreed.
I agree. Disgusting.
If Commissioner Manfred was smart, he would make sure that Franco does not play another game in Major Leagues.
And if he dares have him play another game again,
and I can imagine if he ends up getting less than a lifetime ban from the game.
Oh, there will be backlash, Eric. There will be backlash, and I mean,
I'll tell you what. Just like when A-Rod got suspended, at first game back, he got beamed by Ryan Dempster. And the umpires knew what the heck was going on. And they threw warnings.
And then Girardi got all pissed off. You do not get pissed off when someone does something stupid. Rodriguez and his steroid use is a different story.
Yeah.
He blatantly lied for many years about steroid use when he could have been like Barry Bonds was previously. Before Bonds started taking steroids and everything, he was a Hall of Fame player. He was going to be the first player to steal 500 and hit 500 home runs. There is so many different levels to this. Like Henry Mejia. I'm not sure if you guys remember who that is. Henry Mejia. He was a pitcher. He was a closer for the Mets for several seasons. Every single year, he kept getting in trouble for marijuana. Marijuana is not that big a deal anymore. Marijuana, you take it, you light it up, you go, you take a doobie, you take a joint, you take a blunt, you get some marijuana in your system. You don't want these kids doing it because they're kids.
Mm-hmm.
He got suspended he's banned from baseball for life. He's not even allowed reinstatement because of all those marijuana violations. Because baseball is taking drug testing like that now. I mean, even in the 80s, when baseball players were doing crack and Dave Parker and all those guys got put on the stand, there was like 6 of them, Candelaria included, and you have all these guys. Yes, Danny, I'm very upfront on this stuff. I'm sorry if you don't know. I'm trying to inform you the best I can. But yeah, no. If baseball players are not held accountable for drug use, for sexual assault, sexual abuse, domestic violence, steroid use, alcohol abuse. We know who did that one. Multiple people have done that one. Doctoring the baseball. You were holding, and all the baby boomers and the baseball players were like, oh, it was a different time. Yeah. Doc Ellis did LSD on the mound and threw a no-hitter. I can't imagine being on the mound like this, throwing the baseball, falling glove right here. You're staring down at home plate. You're like this. Eric, you're going to want to see this one. But you're staring down at home plate on LSD, which is a drug that messes with your brain. You're like this. You see Medusa at the plate holding a snake for a bat. You see the catcher. He's got a cookie for a glove. Hot damn. And then you see the umpire. You see the umpire. The umpire's Methuselah. He's got all kinds of leeches and lesions all over his face. For 9 innings? How do you do that?
I don't know.
I mean, it's ridiculous. All this stuff that baseball has let slide. And everyone's got
especially Ryan Braun.
Oh, my God, Ryan Braun. Don't even get me started on him now. Ryan Braun, he didn't even get – did he get suspended for a season for his – was that biogenesis or something like that? I forget what it was.
I don't.
Notice he lied about taking steroids, even though.
Yeah, he denied it. He got suspended. He still came back 2013. albeit he wasn't the same player the rest of his career from 13 on. Yes, he had 150 home runs, but he didn't. You want to know what's the biggest thing to note about Ryan Braun after his last 8 seasons? His first 6 were fantastic. He was averaging 30 and 100 every year. He went 30-30 in back-to-back seasons while he was on it. Off it, he had 150 home runs and a 278 average the rest of his career. He was not the same player off it. Yes, he had one all-star appearance. He hit 30 home runs once, but I'll say it this way. Baseball players and steroids, performance enhancement, oh my God.
Oh, what happened?
How was that? You're trying to kill me here. No, I heard the old, you got to replace your smoke alarms when they start making that noise.
Oh.
That loud chirp. I used to sit in class all the time. I'd hear that and I'd duck. Because you don't know what that is when you're in your desk and you're 13 and you hear chirp, chirp, chirp. You think sun's coming? You think a bird's going to come and try and get you? But yeah, no, baseball.
I wonder who
lets
is
so much stuff slide.
And
This is the latest and greatest thing where Rob Manfred has been the commissioner, 7 years now? He took over for Seelig in 16. This is where he can go where Goodell didn't. Don't suspend him. Ban him. Ban him because they didn't do the right thing with Tyler Skaggs either. Tyler Skaggs died because he had fentanyl in his system. Think about that. They never fixed that situation with Tyler Skaggs. He died because he had coke in his system, and an Angels clubhouse attendant was the one giving it to him. Just endlessly providing drugs to a kid who was older than me, barely. He died at 29. Because he had all these drugs in his system because a clubhouse attendant was providing for him. I thought baseball was above this stuff, but now, getting back to the situation at hand, you have to take charge with this. You do not get a get-out-of-jail-free card for being a 23-year-old superstar. Look at what Tatis did. Tatis, he got ringworm, and then he proceeded to use steroids. They got right on that, and they cracked down because they came up with a solution to that. Come up with a solution to this. They just recently did this. It's a family thing where if you do domestic violence, they suspend your ass immediately for 50 games, a quarter of the season, little less than a quarter of the season. And they did this with steroids and that. I say don't do step 1, step 2, or step 3. You go straight to step 4, and you don't give him a season. Not 2, not 3, not 4. LeBron's here. He's going 5, 6, 7, 8. You go for life. You ban him for life because that's what that dirty scumbag deserves. And if you do anything less, you are going to have people rioting at your front door, Manfred. You do your job. You do not, I repeat, do not let this kid off easy. That is so vile and disgusting. You are such a hypocrite. If you let someone get away with something that's more to life than anything else, you are morally and valuably bankrupt. If you're considering going over athletics heads and doing what they're and worrying about what they're doing instead of focusing on the Wander Franco situation, you need to get your house in order, and you need to have your house in order because you are making people upset over something you should have handled a long time ago. 7 years as commissioner, you are still acting like a child. You have to get your head out of your ass and focus on the right issues. Don't worry about some stupid billionaire.
Oh, be quiet. Applause. Yep. Amen to all of that. So, I'm going to end this here.
Yeah, no, what I was drinking earlier was apple juice, not whiskey. I can't do that here.
And thank you all for watching this crazy episode. And I got to go. See you guys there.